I paid them up front here. My name's Kate. I'm going to be the MC this morning. We got a lot to get to, so we'll get cracking. I heard a lot of discussion in the lobby out there. Get your butts. John, go poke them. Tell them to get their rears in here. There they come. Okay. Do we have any first-timers at 1 Million Cups today? All right, welcome. Okay, yeah, give it up. Well, if you've never been to 1 Million Cups, we do have a 1 Million Cups app. You can download it and check it out, and then you'll be able to see who's here, give feedback. So check that out. We skipped the slide a lot, so. There it is. Oh. Okay. It is. When I get closer to it. It's that plate in my head. Want to thank our sponsors. These are the folks that pay for the theater, help us do everything here. A lot of them are in the audience, so please thank them. If you're interested, you can also find one of us up front here, and we can get you all that information. What is 1 Million Cups for the new folks here? We meet here every Wednesday morning. We have an entrepreneur, a community builder, some kind of announcement, and then we have them come up, do their pitch, and then we pepper them with questions afterwards. So, can we change the face of our community by getting together and having coffee at Wednesday mornings? Which I think the answer has always been yes. If you want to ask a question, you can use the hashtag 1MCND, and we can ask it for you. If you're listening on the live stream, you can put it in the comments on the live stream. If you're on Twitter, use that hashtag 1MCND. We can ask it for it here. Or Kayla, yes, is going to be our mic runner. It was her birthday yesterday. Yay! Right, Kayla? Was it good? Okay, good. Kayla's coming to my house on Thursday to play the Maury Povich You Are Not the Father board game for a belated birthday. If anybody else, we've got one spot left if anyone wants to join in. Community announcements. You do not have to have a slide if you want to come up here. If you have something going on in your organization or something that you do personally, you certainly can come up and announce. Do we have no community announcements this morning? Ellen, oh, thank God. Give it up for Ellen.
Good morning. Just wanted to invite and encourage you all to attend the Mandan Business Pitch Finals taking place March 23rd. That's next Wednesday, starting at 5:30 p.m. at the Baymont Inn. We have 4 fantastic finalists. The pitches revolve around, there's Cornhole Cave, a recreational venue. The Sew Connection, which involves custom sewing and an opportunity for sewists to sell the products that they make too. SAF Power, which is processing of hand sanitizing lotion using safflower. And then also Bubbles and Brew, which is a mobile beverage service. So we encourage you to come cheer these folks on, show your support for local entrepreneurism, and vote for a People's Choice honoree. We'd love to have you register in advance by Friday at cityofmandan.com/register, just so that we can make sure that we have enough appetizers and beverages on hand. Hope to see you there. Thanks.
Other community announcements. Marlo, thank God. All right, come on up, Marlo. I have my whole life, Marlo.
Good morning, everybody. So today is National Everything You Do Is Right Day. So Kevin, put your hand up back there. He's a new timer, by the way, so give it up for him. From Minot, he came down from Minot this morning to be with us. So he has a sign with him. Show the sign. So, because everything you do is right day, today we want to take photos with everybody. So afterwards, please swing by, see us in the back, because everything we do is right here. Does that make sense? Okay, because what we do is right every time we get together, so we want to take pictures. So please come on back and get calendars. We have calendars for everybody. Take a couple if you want. These are ones that showed up late because they were on a boat and then just showed up last week. So it's just so exciting that we got 1 million calendars now. But so please take a few. So thanks.
Give it up for Marlo, the godfather of 1 Million Cups. Anybody else have any other community announcements? You do not need a slide. Kayla, do you have something from the Arts Council? No? Janya, anything going on this weekend? No? Okay. All right. We're done with community announcements then. Last chance? All right. Well, we're going to get right to it because I think we're going to have a lot of good question and answer with Mirabella this morning. Get here. Mirabella Punga is the owner of Little Odessa, which is an Eastern European market in Bismarck here. She's going to tell you her entrepreneurial story, and then you can ask her any questions that you want afterwards, right? Yes, she has agreed to this concept. So please help me welcome Mirabella.
Yeah, Good morning, everyone. Nice to meet you all. I see familiar faces here. My name is Mirabella, as it was said, and I am from Moldova. It's a small country between Ukraine and Romania. And we came in North Dakota back in 2012 in Grand Forks area, and then in 2019 we moved to Bismarck to chase again the American dream. So keep chasing since 2012. I apologize for my English from the beginning. I'm still learning. I'm still in the process. I came here and I learned a lot in this country, and I had an opportunity to meet a lot of great people. I am excited to be here today, and I hope I can answer to all your questions you have about what I am trying to do here in Bismarck and what I am trying to develop. A new, I would say, new cultural grocery store that can become a part of this community and everyone can find something, not just Eastern European people. So as our banners show a lot of flags, and American flag is one of them, because we want to introduce this European culture in here, in this small community. I actually came in North Dakota in Grand Forks area, and I worked for the district court for a few years, and then I came here and I worked for Morton County District Court. Now I am also working for a law firm, and I am I'm working full-time, but also I'm developing my own business. It's been a journey since October when we opened first time, and it's been a challenge. I didn't know much about the business when I started, almost nothing. But it was great people and great organization here that helped us to set this up and believe in us. We didn't have no statistic. We didn't know how many Europeans are here in Bismarck. We just thought, let's give a shot and see what happens. Little Odessa name of the grocery store, it's coming here with a reason, and it's targeting a lot of you folks, American people that came from Odessa area. A lot of parents and grandparents of yours are from that part of the world, and most of you know probably a lot of things about how they used to eat and how you saw your grandma cooking in that European style and stuff like that. So let's see here. This is the store we opened, and it's on Broadway, across the street from Dairy Queen. And we opened in October, and so far we are having success. And every day we have new and new American people coming, checking this store out. So I hope we'll create a good reputation here in the community, and we'll have a good business going on here. This is the country I'm coming from. It's beautiful Moldova, and I can't talk without tears in my eyes. Because it's very hard right now, and everybody probably know. I apologize for my emotions. This is my family, and probably know right now that we are going through hard times. We never forgot where we are coming from, but we also appreciate very much the community here, and this is a part of Moldova. A beautiful country. We are a country that produces a lot of wine, and we have the big cellar in the world. You can actually drive through this cellar and just try the new wine that we produce. And this is this is my country now, and I am proud to be American now. I am a citizen too. And like I said, and I will repeat, I appreciate every day, every person that I met here, and it was good to us and give us a chance to prove who we are in this community. And these are the products we have in our store. We have products from, actually we are bringing the products from New York, and they are coming from different countries in Europe. We have mainly the sweets, chocolates are from Ukraine. Very big company, Roshan. It's international. They are, exporting internationally. And we have Lithuania, we have France, we have Spain, we have Italy products, we have Russian products, we have Romanian, Moldavian products. We have the products that your grandma used to do, the farm cheese that everybody probably knows about and like to come in. I hear a lot of stories about how that farm cheese was done back in their grandparents came from Ukraine, and it's we decided to open the business. It was out of blue, I would say. We travel a little bit in America, and every city we'll go will be Russian, Eastern European store. Let's see what they have. So we go and we shop and we put in a suitcase as much as we can to bring to North Dakota. And of course, was one time when we bought too much beer, and that was taken away from us at the airport. That was a challenge at that day. So we are not alcoholics. We just love beer. And we came last year, after the COVID, we came from California, Los Angeles, and I was walking by Dan supermarket on the north side, and it was a place for rent. And I look in the window, and I'm like, God, this will be such a great space for a Russian store. So why not? I start looking and looking. It was very hard to find tracking delivery here because Bismarck is out of the way, seems like. Chicago was not the place that they would want to drive here or anything. So we end up in New York, where we found finally a company that was willing to deliver here. So, and then we look for a space. We didn't want something too expensive, so let's see something that fits our pockets. And we looked and we looked, and we found a place that we think was the best option at that time, and we hopefully to expand. I am even thinking maybe eventually a restaurant, Eastern European restaurant will be a good idea for this community. It's a family-owned business, and we are there in the evenings because we have full-time jobs, and weekends, so we are open 7 days a week, just not the all-day business. But we are there every time someone have a question. We are approaching every customer that open our door, and we are willing to describe and tell about the products and what you can find. And I'm learning as I go with other European people here that they come and give me ideas of, can you bring this produce? Can you bring that produce? And I'm learning too, because I didn't try everything that Europe has. So it's nice to meet people, and like I said before, I was surprised to meet people from France, Great Britain, Greece, Macedonia, Serbia, Poland, Czech Republic, Romania, Moldova, Russia, Ukraine. It's a pretty good community of Ukrainians here in town. So that motivates us to bring more and more, and try every time I bring food, I try to put on the list new products so we can all try and see what we like and what we don't. The good sellers to Americans became the pierogies with potatoes and onions and dill and onions, and the dumplings. Those are the best sellers right now. I actually was surprised to see I have a few American people that are coming to get those bird seeds, the black sunflower seeds. I didn't know they are called black bird seeds, so I'm like, what kind of, okay, if you say so, yeah, probably. I didn't know, but they said they tried for the first time and they liked it. So as you have to try something new before you say I like it or I don't. Some people are hesitant, but they are coming anyway, and they are trying to discover the products we have in a store. And sometimes we have a tasting, so people can come and try some new products before they spend their money on on those things. And we are very happy to be here, and we came here by a very big luck, because I win green card, and I don't know if you know what green card is. It's a lottery, that a visa that America gives away every year. So the year I applied, 14 million people applied, so the computer picked me in that number. So I was pretty lucky to have a chance to come and chase the American dream. So I thank everyone who crossed the street and come to our store and try to learn more, and I am willing to help anyone who want to find out more about. I hope to grow together with you guys and give you more exposure to the new products. And I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
So you tried to put a whole bunch of beer in your suitcase, huh?
Yeah,
They
I did.
Took it from you?
It wasn't a good idea.
Ah, very nice.
I learned that later.
Kayla's going to be our mic runner, so if you have a question for Mirabella, just put your hand up, and Kayla will find you in the audience. Couple of questions, but you work with your husband.
Yep.
And a lot of times we don't recommend that here, because...
Yeah, I know.
Especially these two up front, but what's it been like to work with your family in a business, or work with your husband in a business?
It's been a challenge. We have sometimes different ideas of how a business has to be run, because not me or not him knows nothing about. But we are learning as we go, and our son is a 15-year-old teenager, and he knows way more than I do. So he is helping us through the, if we don't understand something, Lorenzo, yeah, can you translate for me? What's this about? So we have a good helper there that helps us. But I can tell you that kind of unites you as a family too, because I learned here in America, time is money. And sometimes the values of a family and kids kind of get pushed a little away, because you are always running, have to pay bills and all that. And I think for us it's been a good opportunity to know each other better and not losing the connection in this. When you have a teenager, and probably most of you know, they kind of get away from you. So it's a way of keeping him closer and closer. He said, Mom, I want to work. And I said, don't worry, I will create a job for you. Just be here. You don't have to go too far. I will create something.
Question up there, Joel.
Well, good morning,
Good morning.
Mirabella. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And don't apologize for your English. It's very good.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
very good. In fact, better than some of us.
I don't know about
I
that.
saw when your store went up, and I was excited that something else was going to go there. And actually, when I was I think it was in college, maybe high school, our family was going to take a missions trip to Moldova.
Oh, nice.
And we never made it there. But anytime I hear about Moldova, my heart just goes out to that. So it's wonderful that you're bringing that here. And my question for you is, for people who are maybe coming into the store looking for something that's familiar, what would you encourage them to try? Maybe if it's not something that they've had before, but something that you go, this is why we opened the store. This is something that you need to experience, and you'll be hooked on it.
I want to say caviar, but no, I don't want. I don't want to traumatize you with that. I think pierogies and dumplings why I actually opened the store for, because I know how. I mean, everything in my store can be made at home. It's just so much time consuming, and pierogies and dumplings are the one that if I plan a Saturday to make them, it'll take me the entire Saturday and a full house of flour everywhere to make those dumplings, and you're getting tired and too much time. I mean, it's time consuming. So I decided, you know what? Why not to have a store that I can just grab my bag and dump them in a boiling water, sour cream on the side, and be done with my meal. Because we grew up on it. It's good food, and it's easy to make as well. So I think dumplings was the one that I will recommend everyone to try first, and then go from there. The farm cheese, we have a lot of jam from Moldova, actually, with the fruits that Moldova grows. Something you would want to try and you would say it's something different, will be the kvass, the rye bread drink, which is almost like your root beer, but it's a little different. It's from rye bread made naturally. A lot of products we have, we don't use corn syrup. It's sugar, cane sugar most. The products are kept in glass for the most part, because Europeans are very competitive, and everyone tried to do something eco-friendly and not so, toxic as plastic. The chocolates are amazing. The Roshan chocolate from Ukraine are just great. We have chocolates from Moldova, that also the prune chocolate, the entire prune covered in dark chocolate. It's something that you would want to try. It's
Everybody's
a lot of
getting
things.
hungry. Look at these faces.
The cakes, we have cake like actually from Kiev, from Roshan cake, that is actually made in Ukraine, and you can try that, something specifically Ukrainian. A lot of gingerbread with honey and vanilla, and a lot of sweets. But you will find funny that they are not as sweet as you think. You look at it and you think, oh my God, tons of sugar. Isn't that? I mean, I think your Snickers have more sugar than our sweets. So,
Mirabella, you mentioned wineries and wine, but what are the other sort of crops and things like that from Moldova that you see a lot? Like here, we'll see honey in a lot of things. We'll see, wheat in a lot of things, because we grow that here. Besides wine, which that drive-through winery thing, yeah, I'm down for that. But what else do you guys, grow, or what do you kind of consider synonymous with Moldova?
So Moldova, it's an agriculture country more, and so we do a lot of crops, vegetables, all kinds of vegetables grow in Moldova, fruits that are exported outside, grape, obviously, peach, pear, apples, apricot, prunes, all those things are growing, in Moldova. So more it's agriculture, buckwheat that you don't like here, but it's very good grain to eat. We grew up on, I guess, because of the poorness of the years we've gone through, was not much else to eat. So we grew up, and at this time we like it. I mean, I like it. My husband says he's not a horse, but I'm okay with that. It's healthy. I keep telling him it's healthy. You have to eat it.
Don't start with it's healthy. Be like, this is terrible for you. Give it to them. Janya.
Thank you so much for being here, and don't
Thank you
listen
for
to Kate.
inviting me.
I work with my husband every single day, and it works really well.
You work.
It's going to be okay. So right now, oh my goodness, you're working full time and then working all day on the weekends. How far forward, I'm going to guess your goal is to transition to full time in the store potentially, or tell us a little bit about where you're seeing yourself in maybe 1 and a couple of years out. What does that dream look like for you?
I definitely want to stay in business. I am not planning on getting full-time. Maybe eventually, if the business goes well, I can hire someone, but I love the law field. So my goal is actually to work at the Supreme Court. So I love the business, but I like to work, this type of work. So I think it's so much so much space to expand and grow intelligently. Well, if I am saying this right, I apologize. This country gives you so many opportunities that I'm so anxious and I want to try this, and that. Because I am, since we came here, 2012, I don't think we ever had one job. And on the side, I am doing some modeling as well in Fargo. So you might see me in some commercials or stuff like that. So I'm just trying to, because it's so many opportunities. It's too bad. You can waste your life just like, I will stay in my lane and not going. I mean, you know, in Moldova, in Ukraine, Russia, we say one thing. If you don't take the risk, you don't drink champagne or beer that you can bring across the border. So you have to. I mean, life is given once, and you don't have another opportunity to prove what you can and what your possibilities are. So, and this country, it's the right place to be here, because anyone have a chance. You don't have to be rich as we back in our countries. You have to have the money to get a position. Here, you have an opportunity, being, you know, not rich, being just an average person, you can grow to a level of, and not necessarily rich. It's not about money. It's about to do what you love and to be content with the life you can make for yourself.
I like
you.
it. Don't take the risk. You don't get the champagne.
No.
Joel, we need a T-shirt that says that. Thank you.
So, Mirabella, I love hearing you talk about the American dream. That we should promote this video on Facebook so everybody can watch that, because you're living it more than a lot of Americans are, and it's really inspiring to hear you talk about that. So, in your pursuit of this American dream, particularly with Little Odessa, what surprises have there been, good or bad? What did you or didn't you expect about that journey?
Honestly, I didn't have much expectation because was a lot of unknowns in this equation. We didn't know. I mean, we started the business plan as like very blind, because was, like I said, was no statistic on what to expect, or was nothing before that could have tell us don't make this mistake or that mistake. We just decided to take the risk. That was, you know, take the risk and see what you can get. I am content with where we are right now, and I am very happy that community is very receptive and you know, trying to help as much as they can. So we stay, you know, working, and I am thinking in time, like I said, I really do want to see more development in Eastern European culture as, you know, a restaurant or something that would give people, because I understand, you know, a grocery store is one thing, but restaurant is a different level. But also, you can tell everybody, try this, try that. Try to cook this if you don't know how to do it. So it's easy to say than do, but when you put, you know, actually prepare some of those products and make as a food, and you can put on the table, it's a different game. So I think, yeah, we start with a lot of unknowns, but so far it's been pretty good.
I have a feeling you took the risk so you could have the champagne.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
starting
for
to
sure.
understand you.
Because I like
a bit.
champagne.
Yeah, okay.
And I learned about mimosas. I didn't know you can mix champagne with juice, but it's been a good, it's been a good drink.
Have you had red eye yet here? Has anyone given you some? It's kind of a local wedding drink.
Schnapps.
Drink it sparingly, I guess I would say. It's pretty strong. Done.
This has been really great having you here.
Thank you so much.
So I think one of the biggest things that I noticed from being in your store, one of the first couple days you were open, to going back recently, is how much you've expanded the offerings already. And so can you maybe talk about that, how you started with fewer products and what you're at now, because you're kind of cramped, you're just packed in there, which is really fantastic to see.
Yes, we start with few products, and the reason I start just with few products because was and when my first order was my taste of, oh, I want this, I want that, I remember that, I need to try this again because it's been so long I didn't eat this. So my first order was what I used to eat and what I remember that we all love. But now, like I said, I'm trying to look for more products, more distributors from New York that are bringing more European groceries from different parts of Europe, not just post-Soviet Union bloc, because I didn't have I came here when I was 28, so I didn't have a chance to experience a lot of European food like German. Yeah, I forgot to mention we have German food too. So I didn't experience a lot of German food. I'm actually learning from Americans about Germans from Russia, a lot of food and products they have. So we are trying to bring every time something new, and I'm learning as I go. If some products don't go as well, then I'm not keep bringing them just because of the price, because sometimes, oh, it's a good price, just keep it there. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'm not going to keep it on the shelves just and push something that is not for a good, taste. So I am considering everybody's opinion when they come to a store. It's a small store, so I have the opportunity, and it's a great opportunity to be able to interact with each person, and I like to hear the feedback so I know next time what to bring and what tastes good and what not so much. Because we are open here and we want to be able to provide what people like and to try new things. So that's the goal, to bring more and more and see more American people coming and trying this. Because the goal is not just for our people to be able to find their products, but the goal is to expose this. For me, it's more of a, let me introduce my culture to everyone. It's not like I'm going to stay closed just for my culture, for the people that know about. So I'm internationally open to everyone and everything.
And it's smart not to buy a whole bunch of like buckwheat stuff and then collects dust, and then you ever got to
now I'm going to, because it's going to disappear for a while from our shelves. I believe it is a lot of products with what is going on in the world right now. I think buckwheat will be the one because Ukraine is a big producer and Russia is a big producer. And yes, Americans don't buy so much buckwheat, but our people buy a lot. So this is the one product I'm looking will disappear for a while. Then I am afraid the Russian chocolates as well, because it's done in Ukraine. Some of the companies in New York don't want to import any more Russian food as well. I got few questions these days with all this going on, that why you keep having Russian products on your shelves. And I'm not Walmart. I don't have the luxury to say this is what I'm going to sell this. And plus, we have a lot of Russians here too, and they are here because they left the system they didn't want to live into. So, and like I said before, we call each other our people. I'm not dividing anyone by nation, so I'm going to keep those products on my shelves. And I saw some of the businesses took their Russian vodka out, but whatever, vodka we can live without, but I suppose.
Most of it's not made in Russia anyway, like Stoli and stuff. It's got a Russian name. So
Yeah,
if they take that down, you're like, that didn't really do anything. But
yeah.
Speaking of birthday boys, Bill.
Thank you. Well, thanks for presenting today. Actually, my grandpa, his parents emigrated from Odessa, so he used to say his parents talked about the fruit trees and how nice it was and how cold and miserable North Dakota was. But with the cooking and all the different foods, do you have plans of ever making like YouTube videos or videos on how to prepare pierogies the right way? Because my family was Hungarian on cooking, so they always fried it in butter. We didn't fry it or boil it. So
Yeah, I learned a lot of ways of making those weird, but okay, if that works for you, works for me too. You know, actually, I'm working with a girl from Moldova. She is a very good cook, and she's preparing right now a book. The book is almost ready, so I'm going to do a presentation soon in the store. So the book is a book. I mean, it's not a book; it's a recipe book. I guess I can call her. So all the recipes are in that book with the products we have in the store, and it's in English with pictures. She also has a YouTube channel where she shows how to cook all the products. So I know how to do, and I could have probably do the YouTube video tutorials as well. It's just so many hours in a day. I can split myself between between everything. So, but she is the one that I am trying to work with and bring more. And eventually, if I would decide to open a restaurant, then probably she would be the one. We also thought about if we can find a place, we can actually do like some classes of let's get together and make this pierogies and dumplings and kind of introduce people. So we are in the beginning of our road. So it's a lot of ideas of what we want to do and not see what works and what not. But the book, the recipe book with all the European food is almost ready to come on the shelves, and it's like in English, translated with pictures, with everything. And the YouTube channels of her I can distribute on my Facebook page, and everybody can take a look how everything is cooked and is done.
Bill, don't feel ashamed. Most things are good fried in butter. So you and I could eat together. Got a question back there.
So, Mirabella, I was so excited to find out on the way here today that you were speaking and where you were from.
Thank you.
We met many Eastern European students, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, who came here on a J1 visa. Is that you?
No,
No,
I came on a green card.
Okay. So many of them have shared a very similar story to what you share, where they would work 2 full-time jobs. They would live in a place with 8 other people from Ukraine or from Serbia or, Macedonia, and they would, in 3 months, because the deal was work for 3 months, travel for a 4th month, then go back home. In 3 months, they would earn more money than any of their family members, even if they had PhDs who taught, in universities or whatever. They would make more money in 3 months than they would make in a year. And it became very desirable for them to want to come here, for the opportunity to be an American, to chase the American dream, all the things that you have said. So your story is amazing, but it's not unique in how we think sometimes that things in America are so broken, but there are people all around the world who would sacrifice leaving their families, leaving everything they know to come here to make us pierogies. And, those types of things that we fell in love with while we were in Ukraine. So I guess my last question is, we went to a corner grocery store every day for the 2 months we lived in Kyiv. And we've talked about vodka, but most of the products in the middle part of those grocery stores were shelves of vodka. So I'm very sad that you don't carry that in your store, but I
Yeah, maybe eventually we'll open a alcoholic store. No, I'm just.
We'll be the first ones
kidding.
there, Mirabella.
Yeah, actually, and you are right. In our countries, a grocery store is mixed. So you can find in a grocery store the alcohol sell. It's not prohibited by law, because in Europe, if you are 18, you can drink alcohol. If you can go in army, why not to have a shot, right? So, but I understand the perspective of in Europe, people don't, kids are not driving as kids driving here a lot, like everybody is using. So it is a few things that cannot be adjusted to American reality, and I understand, and I'm not blaming you guys that you don't like alcohol. That's fine. We do for you.
We like it. We're just kind of prudish about it. So,
Yeah, I'm sorry, that was a joke.
Kayla, you have a question.
Yeah, so I was just wondering what between the grocery store and then current events, what the community response has been, and then kind of how you work between that. Like you said, it's more of a cultural kind of experience than just buying products. So how do you, as an individual and a family, kind of process all of these things that are going on with current events, and then how has the community responded to that as well?
Um, it's a very emotional subject for me right now, just because we grew up together, and I have many Ukrainian friends right now, and I can't just look peacefully and not react. And I said, in this situation, if somebody touched me with some opposite opinion than mine right now, I am going to be silenced, or I'm going to use a lot of F words, because I can't talk any other way. It's very hard and painful to see people here suffering. My friends, my family there. As we say, we don't go to bed until the sunrise in Moldova and Ukraine, just because we are watching over their sleep. We are connected with a lot of people there that are watching for the borders, watching for what's going on. So our parents and family to go in a shelter, but sometimes we want to let them sleep peacefully. If something happened, we text, we call, you have to go. Because when that happened on 24th, we were the first to find out. We wake up them there telling Kiev is bombed. They didn't know, some of them didn't realize until was like actually, because it was 4 in the morning, nobody expected anything like that. So it's been very painful for us to see human suffering. That's what nobody, with this war, I hate the people that started, because they stole our parents, the old life when you want to live peacefully and you want to like on your retirement to be kind of enjoy your retirement. They stole that. They stole from the kids the future. That it's putting your life on pause for so many years, because we don't know when this is going to end. And it's hard to see. I actually have in a store coming a girl that I recognize her face, and I start speaking to her in Russian, and I'm like, oh, you're from Ukraine, you speak Russian, right? And she's like looking around, and she's like, Russian. And that, my heart dropped. I'm like, it's hard to see this happening to both sides. So it's just, and you can feel the tension of, when people come in the store, and some is from Ukraine, some is from Russia. I had this situation. It's very tense, because it's not people's fault that this is happening. So it's a small community here, but you can see very easily what is going on through people's head and people's emotion, and you try to help. And we, like I said, we call each other our people. We don't distinguish by, we know who this started, and we know how this is going to end. I think we know, because we live in that situation for many years, and we kind of know the outcome of this. We hope for the best, and hopefully this will end soon, and those kids and moms that flee the country and are staying somewhere, they can go home and hug their brothers, their husbands, and their kids. It's painful to see. We lost our sleep since this started, and we lost our appetite to eat. It's like our life is on pause here. Being so far away, it's still on pause. It's hard to move on. It's hard to, because we were so hoping to go in a summer home, and a lot of our friends want to go back to Ukraine, and kind of, because we thought COVID is done and now we can travel back. But now it's like you don't even know what to look forward to, because who knows when you'll see your family again. And it's very unfortunate that this happens these days. I would never thought. My grandparents told me so many stories about their war and the times they lived through, and I thought, oh, we are so lucky not be and I can't. I mean, the pictures I see, the horror I see right now are the stories my grandparents told me, and I think nobody has to live through this. It's terrifying, and it's a tragedy of more than one nation. It's not just Ukrainians, it's Russians, it's Moldova, it's Romania, it's Poland, it's all around. So it's a tragedy more than one nation.
Mirabella, you were just talking about a fundraiser with borscht.
That was a good one.
Yeah, talk about that. Again, I would probably pay people to not eat it, or I would put my money in to just say, no, thank you. But, you know, you've been trying to do some stuff to support those folks at home. Talk about that a little bit, how you've been able to help.
We actually, so this started as, you know, the solidarity. I could not, I mean, we connect with people there. We know what the tragedy is. We know right now they have no ability to get enough food, enough medicine, enough anything. So I have a friend here. She's Ukrainian from Zaporizhia, and her family is in a bomb shelter all the time. And her city is very close to that power plant, the bigger one in Europe. And we know how hard it's for them right now. So we decide, and we directly have contact with a friend of ours there that she's a doctor, and she has an organization that helps orphanages there. So we directly connected to her, and then we are, as we go, if I collect at Little Odessa, some percentage of my sales are going towards that, and people just coming, Americans are great people, kind, they come and they just donate. So everything that's donated in the store goes there. Fundraising with the borscht is a Catholic church here, I believe. It's a priest from America that went to Poland to help another priest there, to help on the border with the refugees. And the guy just called me on Sunday night, and he said, you know, our priest went there and he want to help. I want to help. I don't know how, but I just want to help. And he came with the idea to do some pierogies and sell them and collect the money. And I told him, as much as I love pierogies, this food has to be eaten hot. If it's not hot, it's not good. So I said, I don't know, pierogies is not a good idea. What about borscht? Everybody knows in North Dakota about borscht. And if it's done right, don't throw all the vegetables in the world there. You can make a good one. So, and I kind of told him the recipe. I didn't have a chance to try because I went to the store, and in 14 minutes the borscht was sold out. So I didn't have a chance to try the recipe I gave to him. I hope it was good. Nobody died after, but people were so willing to donate. I believe they raised $9,000 that night. So that was a good, I mean, it's more than they probably expected and we expected. And I'm glad I was able to team up with them and offer the space so people can come and kind of have the connection, you know, Ukrainian-Russian store together and fundraising. And we keep and it is other two small businesses that are trying to raise money and donate. So we try to help as much. I said, you know, if I can feed one family in Ukraine and put one bandage on one soldier, leg or arm, it's my duty as a human being to help. And if I can do that, I will do that. So
I mean, we could have a whole hour long on how badass Ukrainian grandmas are, but we're not going to. But these ladies are kick butt. Don, one more question, then our last question too.
Okay. So first is not a question but a comment, and thank you for sharing your personal experience, because it is so important for people to understand that this is here and everywhere in our backyard.
Thank you.
My great-grandfather told the same stories as your grandparents. The other thing that I thought was really exciting is that I believe you held several parades, or at least a couple parades, right? And we were able, my mom and I were traveling to go see my grandma, and we saw one, and it was just beautiful.
Thank you so much. That was the little we could do. Was the first days of war, and people were or they're discouraged. They were taken with surprise. Nobody expected, so they were demoralized. And I thought, what we can do, like quick something. So let's do this. Send them some pictures that we are here. We, 5,000 miles away, we are still with them, and that was like a message of positivity we could send right away, so they know we are, we care for them, and we are here, and we'll do anything we can do. No matter what I'm going to say, no matter what I'm going to talk about, I know it's not going to change the fact that our people are suffering right now there. But I want them to know across the world people care, and people not as cold-hearted as others talk about. So I just want to assure them it is kind people anywhere in the world. And American people prove that to us, to a small community here, that they are great people and they are going to help. And I hope they stay strong. That's what I hope for them. So they win the liberty and the to show everybody freedom that matters and nothing else. Thank you so much for having me today here, and I am more than happy to see you in my store and give you some stories of the buckwheat and how you can transport that in a suitcase and some chocolate. Because that's what I brought with me coming from Moldova now, looking back in March 2012. In my suitcase, I have 2 bags of buckwheat, some chocolate, and a specific, how you call that, when you make the food, and it's like a pot, specific pot that you make mamaliga. Mamaliga is our traditional cornmeal that we use to eat at home. So everybody said, if you come to America, bring the buckwheat. It's no buckwheat here, and bring the pot because you will not find that here. So that's what I had in my suitcase, crossing the border with 3 suitcases. And 10 years later, I have a store here. So thank you so much.
I don't know how you make it through security. I have one thing of trail mix, and I, get a pat down. You've got a bar and okay. Well, we loved having you here, and what we do is we always ask the same last question for everybody who's up on stage. So Kayla has the honor of asking you our last question.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for having your store. Anytime you try somebody else's food, you have to become friends, because what are you going to do? And so besides selling pierogies, which we called putahe growing up, did anybody else? I don't know how to spell it, so I can't Google it. I don't know if my grandma made that up or what. But so besides supplying us with endless supplies of those things, what can we, as the Bismarck Mandan community, do to help you succeed?
First of all, thank you so much. The community here already did a lot for us because people spread the word. And that's probably the most important, how a community can help a small business, spreading the word, giving us a chance to prove, to show that I'm sure not all the products will be good for everyone, but I assure you that you will find in our store at least one product that you will like and you will come back for. Thank you so much.
Give it up for Mirabella, everybody.
Thank
Stay
you.
right there. 1 second. We've got a full lineup. Guys, I don't have the clicker, but if you want to put that slide forward, we've got a lineup. Sanford Health Foundation are going to come talk about Gabber and some of the stuff that they're working on. Jake, you've seen him here for Jake's Bake. He has a day job, and it's at Sanford Health Foundation. So he's going to be back here. Ellen mentioned it, but we're going to have some folks here with the Mandan Business Pitch Challenge after that. And then Hexa Hive's going to be here. And we're starting to fill up, 6 weeks in advance. So if you want to come up on the stage and to tell your story, just go to our website and click Apply to Present, and then we'll see you in the queue, and hopefully we can get you moved in there. But we will be back here next week at 9 a.m. So any parting things about how to travel with booze in your suitcase, or just don't maybe. But you can find her afterwards. She'll be right up here if you have any questions. Other than that, have a great Wednesday, everybody.
Thank you. Thanks. You want this back?